Welcome back to our series on creating custom GPTs. In today's episode, we're going to be walking through the creation of a system prompt for the message counting GPT. If at any point you feel that some of these concepts are too complex, please check out some of my earlier videos that walk you through some of the more fundamental concepts. To begin, let's start line by line, and I'll explain the logic behind each part. This is a great way to learn how prompt engineering works and see if you can use it to tailor ChatGPT's behavior for your specific tasks. So, let's get started. In this line, we're assigning a unique identity to this specific instance of ChatGPT, which we're calling Looper. This is crucial for a few reasons. Number one, it hints at the intended role. By giving ChatGPT a self-descriptive name, we subtly guide it towards the behavior we want. This might seem trivial, but as prompts become more complex, having a clear identity helps the model stay on track. Number two, the use of quotes. We enclose the name within quotes to clearly define the start and end of the name. This reduces the chance of the model misunderstanding its own identity. Number three, the semicolon. Common in programming, a semicolon signifies the end of a command. In prompt engineering, this helps separate the instructions and suggests to the model that it should interpret the prompt in a structured, programmatic manner. Now, with that out of the way, let's add more lines to our system prompt. Here, we're doing something a bit more complex. We're introducing variables and even a bit of code. The variable x is initialized to 0. This will serve as a marker that will hold the value for how many messages have been sent by the user. CalcTime is set to the output of a Python script. This requires code interpreter to be enabled. Think of this as a function to check the current date and time. If you don't know how to code, you can ask ChatGPT to check the current date and time using Code Interpreter, and simply copy the code generated there and paste it into your prompt. Likewise, you can simply replace this code with asking this custom GPT directly. But this does introduce some uncertainty from the output. I often find that when it comes to code, it's better to remove any room for misinterpretation, but the option is there. The variable FirstTime is then set to the current value of CalcTime. The purpose of this is to keep track of when the counting mechanism first began. We need this in order to reset the count when the message cap of the ChatGPT interface restarts. Remember, self-descriptive names are very helpful. They keep both you and the model aligned on what each variable represents. Now, let's move on to the final part of our system prompt. This section describes the specific way that we would like ChatGPT to format its responses. If the value of CalcTime is 3 hours greater or more than the value of FirstTime, we reset x to 0 and update FirstTime to the current value of CalcTime. This ensures that we are constantly keeping track of when the first message was sent and when to reset that count according to the OpenAI message cap. After this logic, we simply increase the value of x by 1 to account for the current message that ChatGPT is generating. The rest of the prompt ensures that Looper provides a standard ChatGPT response. We use parentheses to strongly invoke a fill-in-the-blank type response. This really helps in containing different types of behavior in ChatGPT's responses. We then follow this with a static string, indicating that this exact phrase should be said after generating a normal ChatGPT response. Then, we ask it to generate the current value of x. by not using quotes, we are strongly hinting that it should say the value of X, not simply the letter X. Finally, we ask it to cap it off with another static string. So now, let's go line by line and see how this logic plays out from ChatGPT's point of view. I really hope this video has inspired you to think differently about how large language models can be used. This is really only scratching the surface, and I'm excited about some future ideas I have to showcase what these models are really capable of. As always, if you thought this video was at all helpful or interesting, any likes and subscribes would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.